Doing great. How you guys doing?
The first couple days of camp gone for you, yesterday, when you looked at the film, what do you see, and today, what do you expect to see?
Yeah, they've been awesome. We definitely had a better day today, I thought. More reps, more volume. Guys, I thought were ready to go, flying around. Defense was fast. Receivers were fast. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun these last couple of days. Yesterday, I thought we had a good day. Today, we turned the ball over too much. But yeah, I thought it was a good day overall.
But can you explain that a little? Like, you guys did turn the ball over, so why do you think it was a good day for you guys?
We're going one day at a time, just trying to get better every single day. We know that our defense is really good, but 3 turnovers, 1 turnover is too many. So, but just because we have 1 turnover, I thought we turned the page really well. I thought the next few reps, for all of us, after our turnovers, we turned it around really quick, which I think is a bigger part than not throwing picks at all.
The challenge of going against Tarvarius Ward most of the time, all the time when you're out there. What's he like, and has he kind of shown off that press coverage that attracted him to this team?
Yeah, Mooney's super talented, and he knows it, man. The way he carries himself around the locker room, a natural leader, just a guy that the guys gravitate towards for sure. And on the field, obviously, you can see what he does. I think we have a really talented receiver group, so it's a great challenge for them. It's all good. And we're excited to get JV back, too, hopefully soon in these next few weeks. So I don't know. I didn't mean to say in these next few weeks. I honestly have no idea what his timeline is right now. But he's a good friend of mine, so I'm excited. Excited that he's coming back, and excited to get him back out there also.
Trey, all offseason we knew that you were going to be the guy, and I'm sure you knew when Kyle made it clear now publicly, this is your team's ready for you. Does that make a difference for you just to start camp with it known publicly, known privately, your teammates talking about it, that this is your offense and your team?
Honestly, the only difference is I was hoping you guys would stop asking about it all the time. But nah, for me, it wasn't really like a moment or anything like that. I've been excited. I've been prepared. I thought, preparing to play since the day I got here, the day I got drafted. So I'm obviously excited for this year. But like you said, nothing's really changed this whole offseason.
I would imagine that a lot of people have asked you, what's going on. Did you get a lot of feedback on, what day was it, Tuesday, when Kyle made it official? Did a lot of people reach out to you?
I saw you guys post on social media and the press conferences and everything like that, that really didn't know anything that had been going on, in our building. But nothing too crazy. There wasn't really an aha moment or anything like that.
Brandon said yesterday that the first time you guys trained together that you thought he was giving you dirty looks. Can you expound upon that and then just kind of talk about your training this offseason and how that's helping you guys on the field?
Yeah, Brandon had a great offseason. I thought this year we got to spend a lot of time together, this spring and especially this summer between OTAs and camp now. I got to, get to know him better, which helped me out a lot, and also a few of the other receivers as well. The first time we trained, I don't know, if you know anything about Brandon, he doesn't talk a lot. So the first couple of times we worked out together, he didn't talk to me at all, like right after I got drafted. He said what's up to me, and we went to work, but I kind of just learned really quickly that's just kind of how he carries himself. He's about his work. He's about business when he's on the field, and even when he's not. We've gotten really close this offseason, and I'm super excited for him this year.
Mentioned that you guys ran up a hill together, some kind of suicide hill, he said. Whose idea was that, and how difficult was that?
It was pretty difficult. Me and BA ran up it. We had heard about it a few times from John and Kyle and some of those guys that stayed down in SoCal in the off season. We definitely had to go out there. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Toughest hill I've ever ran up for sure. No comment. He's a monster. I will say that.
Is this the San Diego area or Orange County?
San Diego area.
There were a couple times Kyle was definitely talking to you after some throws or some decisions. How much back and forth is there? Is he coaching you pretty hard?
On the field, it's hard because, we try to keep the tempo of practice going, so we don't talk a whole lot, but maybe a quick comment. I'm asking him what he thought about it, or if he saw something did something different. If you see him behind, he goes through the play with us, so he's always pointing to where he would have gone with the ball, even if he couldn't have made the throw. But it's fun, and it helps me out a lot, him standing right behind always, and he sees every single play and knows where he would have gone with the ball, but most of it will go down in the meeting room this afternoon.
broken plays? Does he encourage you to run it, or is he saying hold on and keep looking down the field?
Neither, honestly, just playing ball.
Describe just the dynamic that you're going to have with Deebo Samuel once he gets back on the field and what he's missing or what he's missed this offseason with you.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get him back. It's good to have him out there at practice, have him in the meeting rooms, so we can still be on the same page. I know he's gotten his body back in shape, so he's in a great spot. But, yeah, definitely excited to have him back out there on the practice field whenever that is.
Trey, as you watch video of last year and yourself, what are the biggest improvements, adjustments you think you need to make coming into this season?
I mean, last year was definitely in a different spot mentally, I would say. Just feeling a lot more confident this year coming in, knowing what I'm doing, knowing the offense a lot better, knowing the guys a lot better, and having been around this organization, this coaching staff for a year, I think it'll be a great thing.
As you said, there was no got you moment on the starter, but when you walked out yesterday with the helmet on, was there a sense of, all right, the job's mine, let's go to work?
Honestly, nothing changed. Like I said, this whole offseason's been pretty much the same. It's been my mentality, since this whole offseason for sure. So yeah, nothing really changed for me.
You did get a new quarterbacks coach, so what's the interaction been like with Brian?
It's been awesome. I thought OTAs were super important. Just him having coached, him having played, us just spending as much time together as possible has been awesome. Him and Clay Kubiak. I got to spend a little bit more time with Clay last year. He helped run the scout team. He was on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we see the game the same, all three of us. And also having Nate and Brock in the room has been a ton of help for me as well. And those guys can play. Brock made a big time throw today.
He helped you out a lot last year, didn't he? How can you give us some examples of why he was such a good mentor?
I think he's year 7. Don't quote me on. I think he's in year 7. So he's been in different offenses, different situations. I know he loves it here, and I love having him here. I was definitely hoping that we would be able to keep him because he could easily be playing somewhere else. So I'm super excited for him to be in the room. He's a good friend of mine off the field as well.
Across Jimmy the last couple of days around here? Garoppolo the last couple of days?
Yeah, I said what's up to Jimmy yesterday. He was in here on Tuesday for his physical. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing weird at all. Like I said, I've never had anything I could possibly say that's bad about Jimmy. I mean, he's been a big bro to me since the day I came in. He could have made things hell for me, honestly, last year. He didn't. He helped me out with everything. So I'm super excited to see him healthy, super excited to see him throwing again, and super excited to see what he does.
Being a team leader, obviously a lot of people like the way Jimmy was a team leader. Is there anything you can take from him as you try to get this team and be one of the team leaders?
I mean, everything, yeah. He was a great leader on this team. He handled himself the right way, the way he went about his business. He was locked in every single day, just a true professional.
I know you don't always love talking details about their delivery, but is your delivery a little tighter, you think, this season?
I'll let you guys decide.
Did you work on that?
I threw a lot of footballs this offseason, I'll say that.
After working out with Ayuk all summer, who's faster between you two? And then speaking of speed, what are your early impressions of Danny Gray?
Between me and Brandon? Brandon's faster than me. I ain't gonna hate. But yeah, no, Danny's obviously super special. His speed is one thing that separates him. He's gonna continue to learn the offense, continue to get more comfortable. But yeah, we're super excited to have him here. We got a few guys, Marcus, Malik, Brandon, Jawan even, a few guys that can go. So I'm super excited for it this year. Appreciate you guys.
Part of the off season, what was that like for you? At what point were you certain that you were coming back here?
Yeah, it was pretty fluid this off season. Obviously a big emotional season, how it ended and everything. But I knew if the opportunity came for me to come back, I was definitely very interested to come back. Last year I really felt like I learned a lot and really enjoyed this organization, the coaches, the players, the locker room. So I knew if an opportunity to come back opened up, I was very interested to come back.
The dynamic like for you, not an old guy by any stretch, but kind of being the mentor for Trey and somebody who, this year would be kind of the guy that would be behind him and helping bring him along?
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to, not look too far ahead when I signed here last year. I just wanted to learn the system and help where I could. And, I was just blown away by Trey when I first got in. Obviously as a player, you guys all see his talent, and I'm sure you've gotten to know him pretty well. I was blown away with who he is as a man. He made it really easy for me. And fortunately, I've been around the NFL a little bit, and I've seen, a lot of football, and so I was able to give some advice here and there where I felt like I could, but I didn't try to overload him or give him pointers on everything. Just in moments where he would reach out or ask me. He was just such a humble, hardworking guy who just wanted to get better. So it just inspired me to, I learned a lot from him. But then he would just ask, and we just developed a really cool, genuine relationship and friendship. So yeah, I was really thankful for that last year.
He's been very complimentary about the fact that you offered some tutelage, not necessarily about football, but about how the NFL works. Maybe I think he even said the business aspect of the sport. What were some of the things that you kind of advised him on and helped tutor him on in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously playing quarterback in this league, as a starter, backup, third string, whatever, there's a lot on you, whether it's, on the field, off the field, everything. So just kind of drew on some of my experience, things that I've been around, guys I've learned from. I've been very fortunate to learn from some amazing quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins was great to me when I got drafted, and then Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. We all had some great relationships, so I was able to pick the brains of those guys. I had a lot of guys who really mentored me when I was young, so it was never a question. I was always going to return the favor if a young player ever had questions. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things with Trey, he would just ask about routine, how to take care of your body, how to, properly study during the week. Just because I've done a lot of seasons, I've prepared, done the weekly preparation all season, my first 6 years in the league. So just little things like that, but nothing too earth-shattering, just a lot of relationship, friendship building, and then little pointers here and there.
What kind of growth have you seen from him since then, and how he's taken that advice and implemented it?
Yeah, I mean, he's growing really well. I'm very excited for him. He has such a growth mindset, which is kind of a term these days of, he just wants to be better every day, and it's a true, genuine, just approach to want to get better. But he's also super confident, but in such a humble way. I've just seen him grow into his own, understand what areas he wants to get better, and understand areas that are his strengths. And then he's just let his personality show a little bit more as he's been around, been here longer, and teammates really feel that and see that.
You're a somewhat local guy. You grew up in Modesto, started Modesto Christian High. What does it mean to be back here another year playing, 100 miles from where you grew up from?
Yeah. Actually, fun fact, so I was actually born in Santa Clara at the Kaiser Hospital, which, some weird trivia. Didn't live here. Lived in San Jose till I was about 3 or 4, and then moved to Modesto, which is really where I grew up. Yeah, it was, I grew up a Niner fan for sure, so it was, ever since I went off to college, I was always in the East Coast time zone, so I didn't even know what it was like to be on the West Coast time zone, let alone somewhere closer to home. So it was pretty special last year, just being closer to home, being near family, you just can't make it up. It's just how opportunities happen, but it's definitely, having some high school friends or people I grew up near reaching out. It's pretty cool sometimes. I'm like, I'm just up the road now. Crazy how it kind of comes full circle sometimes.
Who was your favorite 49er growing up?
Man, I could go down a list. Obviously Joe Montana. I was pretty young, but he was obviously who he is, Joe Cool. But as I started watching football a little bit more, what I can remember, Steve Young. Obviously, I loved him. I have a couple pictures of myself as a little kid I'd paint like number 8 on a white shirt. Or I eventually did get a Steve Young jersey, which was really cool. And then Jerry Rice was the man. But we actually were family friends. My older brothers played soccer with Brent Jones's, daughter. And so Brent Jones was a family favorite also. Yeah.
Is there anything you did differently this offseason, or maybe emphasize knowing, given the situation, you're one snap away from being on that field? Every year I've been in the league, I've tried to approach, slightly different, just tried to fine-tune my approach. But I've always tried to approach as if I'm playing a full season. So, little areas I wanted to improve on, whether it's footwork things, how I process the game, how I study the game, how I take care of my body. Every year is just a little bit different and fine-tuning, but, nothing too crazy different. I just kind of hit the ground running pretty much after the season every time. because I just want to be a better version of myself the next year. I always believe if I can just get, a little bit better for the next year, I'll be even more prepared if, an opportunity comes and my name is called upon. So, but yeah, nothing too crazy different. Just got to work right away.
You've probably seen a lot of younger quarterbacks coming into the league. How is Trey as far as the processing part of it, going through the progressions and just the mental speed he does it?
Yeah, Trey's really impressive. He's got a lot of cognitive abilities. He's got his processing power is really, really great. He can picture things really well, understanding, and then the humility to ask questions if there are things you don't understand, because you only know what you know, and then you don't know what you don't know. So to ask the questions and to work on things and not be afraid to say, hey, I'm not sure about this, look, or whatever. Just that approach he has, I think, is going to just pay dividends for him down the road as he keeps doing that. Because, as you guys know, it's a very hard position. But, yeah, I'm very excited. He has all the physical and mental tools to be a really, really great quarterback in this league.
The way the 2020 season ended, is that all that controversy and your name was in the middle of it, and what did that teach you about the league? How did you handle that situation, and in your role as a backup quarterback, just how do you approach that from keeping yourself prepared, ready to play, but at the same time knowing that you're also there to help the guys in front of you?
Yeah, this league, I think everybody at any position is going to face adversity points, and it's, that doesn't define you. It's how you respond from those, and seeing where you could change your process, how you could get better. And sometimes just stuff happens in this league, and you just can't lose your confidence. You got to stay, you got to trust your process, and you got to fine tune your process and continue to get better. But yeah, man, I was very excited after I had some great years in Philadelphia to get a new opportunity to come here, learn a new system, be with, a coaching staff I've always admired. I've always really admired Kyle since I was drafted in Washington, and knew Kirk Cousins. I'd always ask Kirk about Kyle, and so I was just really excited about a new opportunity to dive into a new offense and just see how well I could grasp it, how well I could play in it, and just continue to improve as a player. I love the sport. I love the camaraderie in the locker room. I love playing the position, and I've just enjoyed the process of being in San Francisco.